The Stream Deck is a great device. I started out with an MK2 and now I've got an XL on my desk. Today I'm going to show you 3 ways you can make this your ultimate productivity tool. Let's get started. Hi everyone and welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to show you 3 things you can do with your Stream Deck that'll change the way you use this device. But before we get started, be sure to like this video if you found it useful, click on subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss when I post new how-tos and reviews. One of the first things to try is creating a multi-action button. It's really easy to set up and it does just what you might think. Once you program it, the button can run multiple actions on a single press. Let me show you how to set it up. So on your Stream Deck, the first thing we're going to look at is programming a multi-action button. I have a button available, and what I'm going to do is on the right hand side, I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to look for my multi-action. I'm going to click this and drag it over to the button I want to program. And these buttons are great because you could program pretty much anything, multi-action steps that are going to be taken when the button's pressed. And we're going to start off with something really easy. So let's say I want to create a new bear note every time the button is pressed. So I dragged over the open under system. So I'm going to open up an app and I'm going to type in bear. I'm going to type here. And I'm going to look for bear. I'm going to select that and open. So this is going to be the first part. It's going to open the app bear. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to run a hotkey, because after bear is opened, I want to immediately create a note. So I'm going to drag over hotkey, and then under hotkey it's going to say click to assign. So if I just tap here, it's now looking at my keystrokes, and I know the keystroke for a new note in bear is Command N. So that is my shortcut, and it's as simple as that. You could create multiple steps within this multi-action button, but I'm keeping it very simple for now. And now that this is programmed, it's going to open bear, it's going to run the Command N shortcut for a new note, and I'm set. Now one of the things you'll see here on the programming is that it's programmed this button right here, but I want to change that icon. So this is another way that you can kind of customize how this works. So I'm going to jump back to my main screen to see all my buttons, and this is what the button looks like right now. If I click the drop down, I'm going to set my picture from a new file, and I'm going to go to my desktop and I'm going to select this icon that I had. And there's my bear button. So now if I were to press this, it's going to launch bear and it's going to put a new note there. Okay, the next thing you can set up on your Stream Deck are folders. You already have multiple pages of buttons, but you can put a folder on your main page that'll open up even more buttons and actions. For example, I've got a work folder I've created that will open up a page of buttons and actions specifically for work. Let's check out how you can set up folders. Alright, so to program a folder, I've got 3 folders that are showing here that I use all the time. One puts emojis into place. So if I tap on the emoji folder, it's going to show me different emojis, and I can use this button to go back up and get back to my main screen. So there's a couple cool things you can do with folders. The first one is if I jump into folders here and then I go into the contents, I only have the one item here. There's a couple options you have, one of which is auto exit. So what will happen is if this button or any one of these programmed buttons are pressed, after 5 seconds it'll take me back to the main screen, which is a really nice feature, because if you're doing something with emojis and I press back, and now if I go into emojis and tap that, and then if I select the emoji I want, you'll see this timer shows up, and it's after 5 seconds takes me back to the main screen, which is a pretty cool thing to do. If you want to program a folder, it's really easy to do. You can even use search, and I can create a folder. I'm going to drag this over to a button. I can title this, and then when I hit and go into that folder, see I've got a whole new page of buttons that I can program, and there's the auto exit. So now I can program pretty much anything on these buttons. I could do, this could be a page of apps that you open. This could be different text that you might want to use. In my work, I use different snippets of text all the time. So you could have a bunch of different texts that you use for shortcuts here. A lot that you could do here, but the auto exit is really great because you might have instances where if I go back up, you'll see the folder I created, but you might have instances where you want to press a button, get to a folder, and then use your feature and then have it go back to the main screen when you're ready. Or you might have instances where you want to go into a folder and then you want to use different things here. You don't want to go back. So I want to press this button or this button, but I don't want to go back to the main screen unless I manually go back up to the main screen. And the last thing to show you is using profiles. This is a great feature because it basically gives you a new Stream Deck when you have a specific application open. You can switch over to this new profile every time you're in a specific app. Let me show you. Okay, the last thing I want to show you is the ability to switch profiles. So the Stream Deck can have multiple profiles loaded on it. And this is a pretty cool thing because it's like a whole new Stream Deck when you're in a specific profile. And the example I'm going to give you is using Zoom. So if I were to tap on the Zoom window that you see on my screen, if I click on that, it gives me a whole different button profile on my Stream Deck. And then if I click away from this and maybe I go to another app, it takes me back to my default profile. So let's look at how to set this up. If I go into my Stream Deck and my configuration, and one of the things to note with this is that you actually need to not have your configuration open for it to work. So if you're setting this up and you're testing it out and you go and you do kind of something like what I did and go to a different app that you've programmed for a profile and it's not working, it's because the Stream Deck configuration screen needs to be closed for it to work. But in order to do this, you'll see I've got the Stream Deck XL at the top left of my screen and then default profile. And if I click on the default profile, you'll see different profiles that I have created. If I go to edit, this is going to take me to the screen with those profiles. And then you'll see the Zoom icon next to the Zoom labeled XL Mac. And if I tap on that, it's going to show me the application. So anytime this application Zoom is open, it's going to run this profile, which is really cool. You can even have different profiles that aren't set up this way. So the Pac-Man one, let's close this out. If I were to press Pac-Man, it's going to run this profile with these animated GIFs that go, and I've got a little, almost like a screensaver on my Stream Deck, and then if I hit a key, it's going to take me back out. But that is how you set up profiles. And so you can create a new profile if you wanted to. You could create a new profile, give it a name, and then program all your buttons. And when you go and edit the profile, you can select an application that you might want to have run every time you've got that profile open. So if I went into Fantastical, it'll create a completely different profile. There are profiles available on Stream Deck's website, and I will link to that in the comments below. I also have a comparison between Loop Deck and Stream Deck, and that will show up here in the top right of the screen, so you can quickly jump to that video that I've done as well. All right, so we looked at 3 ways you can make your Stream Deck more efficient. By using multi-action buttons, creating folders, and setting up profiles for specific apps, you'll be a Stream Deck expert in no time. I'd love to hear about your experience in the comments below. Set up one or all of these and let me know if it's made an improvement to your workflow. Have any other tips to share? Put them in the comments below. Thanks for watching, everyone, and talk soon.